Hey, how you doing? This is Frankie. Tonight we're going to review the Buck Vantage Force Pro. This knife has an S30V blade that is black oxide coated, which is 3 1/4 inches long. And yes, I do love how it looks. I love the ovalish, rectangulish thumb hole that it has. I like that it really resembles an Essie style blade, Essie Azula. That's nice. It's got some jimping back here. You can see that right there, jimping. Not that aggressive, but it does its job. It's got a nice, not a finger choil, but kind of a block right there that has jimping on it, so it really does its job from holding your finger. This little standout right there, as you can see, is not a part of the handle. That is the thumb flipper that goes in the back right here. That is the same part of the knife. This knife is not an assisted opener, and I will show you that it is not that easy just to use the flipper. See how it did not open all the way? Alright, I didn't buy it for that. I do plan on using it at work, so me opening it slower would be better anyway. Wouldn't really, intimidate anybody. But you can use this, okay, with a whip in action, and it's kind of easy. Excuse me. I'm not trying to lose the picture and flip it out of the camera, so I can't give it that hard of a flip. I mean, it doesn't need a hard one, but harder than what I can physically do stretching over the camera. Alright, these handles are, you can't really see it, I apologize for that, but they're bluish black. Alright, the spacer is black back here, steel liners. I would have liked if the liners were black. Alright, deep carry clip. Alright, as you can see it comes, but you can reverse the clip to over here if you want. Okay, as you can see, you just turn it around. Alright, kind of a typical clip. I like the cutout in it. Looks pretty nice. I'll bring it up close right here. As you can see, it has a Boss heat treatment, and there's your S30V proof. Overall, came very, very sharp. Alright, the grind on it is hollow ground. However, the primary edge on it has more degree on one side than it does the other. I don't know if that was a fuck up by Boss or by Buck, but I do notice that it does cut very nice, because it gives you two options when holding the blade for how you want to use it in a cutting capacity. Overall, I love the knife. As you can see, the handle is very textured. Not only does it have these squarish bumps, and which are raised indentions, but it's also textured with kind of stripes going down. Those are, I don't know if you can hear that, those are textured stripes. Alright, you can take this knife apart. Those are, they look like, trying to see, they look like star screws, but you can take it apart and clean it out. It is a liner lock, and look at this. I thought this was pretty cool. This liner lock nearly goes to the opposite end of the blade. That will give you lifelong movement of this liner lock. So even as it wears down a little bit, it'll probably just move in a little bit, but you won't have to take it out and bend it for a very long time to get it back in place. Okay, I'm gonna take out right now. I'm gonna take out another knife that I can show you that some people are very familiar with, just to show you the length of this knife. And what I'm gonna show you is the Benchmade Osborne knife. It's a very popular Osborne model. I did forget the name of it, but it's one of a lot of people's favorites. All right, there you go. It's the green handled one. All right. Now, a lot of people will tell you that this knife right here It's very thin. It's a very narrow knife, almost like a gentleman's knife. However, it's long. It is a longer knife with a longer blade on it. I mean, that's a pretty long knife, right? And yet the buck knife is just as long as it. And the Benchmade might have a slight edge over it, but I mean that's still a pretty large knife and definitely significantly thicker all the way through. All right, I'll give you one more example of the size of the knife. Right here, we're going to show you the Benchmade bone collector, which is the small bone collector, but with the walnut grips, by the way, which I love this knife. I really do. My wife was nice enough to buy me this for my birthday, although she doesn't care for how many knives I have. She'll still add to my collection. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, this is the small version of the knife, and as you can see, the buck is significantly bigger all around than the bone collector. I'm going to keep this short because it's just a typical knife, nothing really that special about it. The highlights of the blade is that it's a Buck Boss heat treated blade that is S30V with G-10 scales. Overall, awesome knife for the price that you pay for it. I got it for $77 shipped. You get it somewhere around there. Maybe some places sell it closer to 90, if not 90, $95. But if you can get this knife around 80 bucks, that's a awesome fucking deal. Pick it up, you'll love it. I do. And see you on the next one, people. Try it.